Get ready for Geekseh to soak your pants with this solo Space City guide.
I have no clue what this whole soaking of the pants thing is, but it will be a good guide.
He's going to show you the best locations so you can become a little loot goblin. You know what, guys? I used to be a loot goblin in the 60s.
Okay, I have no clue what a loot goblin in the 60s was, but yeah, I'm gonna show you a lot of cool things in this video. It's gonna be good.
Geekseh will also show you what gear to wear so you look like you can rizz up that Jabba you've been eyeing. You'll be using all that loot you get from Space City. No cap.
Let's just start the video. I'm done. Let's start the video. Come on. Let's be honest. Space City is such a difficult map. Not only does everyone have to have $350,000 worth of gear to even enter, which means everyone is juiced up to the gills, but the extracts are just so limited and few and far between. But the upside of the map is that the loot you can find is pretty huge. So the first thing we will start with when trying to play this map solo is character selection, and call it a cliche, but you need to use Stinger, aka Roy, aka the dreamboat surfer looking dude. Being able to heal yourself at a whim and also having smokes at your disposal to run away when you get attacked by a squad of 3 is so huge. Now, there are 2 items I highly recommend you use also on top of using Stinger. Well, 3, but you can make the choice if you want to use the 3rd. The first thing is the biggest rig you can get off the auction house, which at the moment in the alpha is the GIR field chest rig. It's $94,000 off the flea market, and it can hold about 20 items. It has 4 1x3 slots and 2 2x2 slots. After that, make sure you go grab the DICH helmet off the auction house. It's roughly $129,000 or whatever coins it is, and it might not be the highest protection level at level 4, but it does have the highest hearing range of any helmet at the moment with plus 50%. And you soloing this map, you will need to play slow and always be listening to where other players are. Even AI, you'll want to know where they are so they aren't shooting at you and giving away your position. You'll always want to get the jump on AI and only shoot other players if it's absolutely necessary. The last item that I'd recommend is something that you don't need, but I just prefer, and that's an M4. Now, you will have to put a suppressor on whatever weapon you do end up choosing, or at least I'd highly recommend it. The reason that I choose an M4 though is 5.56 ammo is the most common type that drops from AI. So if you are finding yourself in a lot of combat, especially with AI, chances are you'll be able to replenish it as you go. Now, in my loadout, you can see that I don't have a backpack, and some of you will know why and some of you won't, but we will get to that next with our discussion on spawns and extracts. So these are all the spawns I've gathered while playing. I went back through all my footage and looked, and I might have missed 1 or 2, but these are definitely most of them. If you guys know of any other spawns, hey, put it in the comments down below. Now, the start of each raid is the most stressful. This is where everyone is going to be baby looting whatever is closest to them, but for the most part, everyone is just looking to go to the center in the map. So during the starting phase, be a ghost. Hide, relax, chill. In general, just be stealthy. From this picture, you can see everyone is next to each other, so for the most part, whatever way you choose to go right off the rip, you will most likely end up running into people. The thing I haven't yet figured out is how many teams spawn on this map. I'm guessing between 4 to 5 teams, but that's just an educated guess. I never got a for sure answer from the devs yet. The main focus of doing solo runs is you are going to learn this map, and by the end of doing this for a day, you will know this map like the back of your hand. Sure, you might not get first dibs on the good loot, but you'll know all these little nooks and crannies. You'll know where to go and what most people miss or just brush over. I didn't really know this map that well, but after figuring out how to solo it, I now know this map pretty friggin' good. Well, at least the outside. See, when you look at this map, the outside area is your domain. This is where you live and your main looting locations will be. The main areas that you are going to loot are the hoisting room, the assembly room, printing room, the dormitory building, and the big juicy spot will be the central command building. These are the locations on the map you'll be focusing on. You may every once in a while be able to go to the center of the map, but I only recommend that in the last like 10 minutes of a raid. And even then it's sketchy. If you do feel like everyone's gone though, go be a little loot goblin. Pick up the leftovers. Nothing's wrong with being a vulture. And the good thing is there's always leftover guns and trinkets to make sure you're always full. Not everyone can carry it all, so you might as well not let it go to waste, right? Now, the safes in the center of the map are usually always hit, but if you know a good route or you feel comfortable near the end of the raid, go try to hit them quick. Go quickly in and out, you know? It's definitely super risky, and I've died doing this before, but when you're playing solo, sometimes you have to take big risks for potentially big rewards. Now, the extracts are few and far between. This is probably the hardest part of the map, is just actually getting out of it. Now, you have the helicopter extract that you have to pull both levers in the central buildings, and once you do, there is a 6-minute countdown till the helicopter arrives, but again, everyone else knows that the helicopter's coming, so they might try to ambush you. Then you have the rocket launch mission, which when you start this, you have 12 minutes to complete, but in reality, it only takes about 6 to 7 minutes, then you can extract. With this one, it is easy to tell if people are doing it because you'll hear them fighting the waves of AI. So it is nice to know, okay, these guys are doing this mission and they're not going to be a problem to me as a solo. Then you have the one we'll be taking, the horizontal test workshop, which has a couple of downsides. One is it doesn't open for 9 minutes. So once you land, you will need to wait 9 minutes before it even opens up. The second thing is this is a no backpack extract, which is really crappy, but hey, that's why we can play this map solo, to be honest. And that's why at the beginning I was saying, hey, bring in the biggest rig we can get. And that the biggest rig I can get was the one that I showed you. But if later on when this comes out of alpha, there's a bigger one you can grab, I'm telling you, grab that one. The other downside is it only has 3 seats, which means only 3 people for the entire raid can leave through here. It has never been a problem for me though, since most people that play this map are in groups and greedy, so don't stress about this part too much, but just know when you're hovering over this extract, it will show you how many seats are still available. The biggest downside of this map also is that to get anywhere, you need to get funneled into this area near the central command building. There are other ways to get between the map, but you need keys like employee passage 1 or 2. You will need the key for these, and it's about 400,000 on the auction house right now. You can use the western gate, which is right here, but that's going to cost you about 440,000 on the auction house. But the one that I recommend you save for is the one you really want to commit to. It's called the Eastern Suspension Bridge. The Eastern Bridge key is 1.1 million on the auction house, but it takes you exactly where you want to go, and that's the no backpack extract. And the best part is no one is going to be backtracking to this area unless they're doing what you're doing and being a little loot goblin. So you can always continue looting the outside buildings, and then you know your end goal is to be at this area, which no one's really going to because it's just a dead end unless you have this key. Then it's pretty easy to just make it to your extract, and I think this key is really worth it if you are going to be doing this a lot. Let me make one thing clear though, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This isn't you pushing this map, making a couple $1 million easily and then never doing it again. This is something to make you learn the map. You're going to understand it a lot better. And also there are high chances for you to die. But again, if you do follow these steps, you're going to make it so that your chances are significantly lower. I'm telling you right now, you're still gonna die, but just don't get too frustrated with it because you will find some big ticket items here. You will be able to get out, but just take your time, be that little loot goblin in the corner where, you know, you're not shooting at other players, but yet you're not making footstep sounds when they're near either, right? So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, hey, subscribe to the channel. It's free for you guys. It means the world to me. Also, I do stream 5 days a week on twitch.tv/Geekseh. Come by, hang out, and until next time, I'll talk to everyone later.